Good afternoon and welcome to Football League World TV. My name's Ned Holmes and today I'm joined by my Football League World colleague Toby Wilding to discuss the 6 nominees for the Football League World Fans League 2 Player of the Season award. How are you doing, Toby?
I'm very good, thanks. League 2 was just an absolutely stunning season last year, wasn't it? The promotion race just decided in the most ridiculous of circumstances, really. And yeah, it was one that, as we say, kept us watching all the way to the very end. So going to be good to sort of take a look at a few of the standout individuals who made it such an interesting and exciting season.
Yeah, as you say, a fantastic season in League 2. I feel like often overlooked, the sort of third tier in the EFL, particularly with that League 1 promotion race. So exciting, and obviously the team's looking to get up to the Premier League in the Championship. But as you say, a final day sort of drama beyond anything I can remember seeing for some time, and certainly some real standout performers. 6 of the best are on our shortlist. And the vote is now open and runs until 9 a.m. tomorrow. Click the link in the description below or head to footballleagueworld.co.uk/fan-awards to cast your vote. Before we get started, then, just a reminder, as always, please do like and share this video. Subscribe to Football League World TV on YouTube. And if you're a fan of an EFL club, please let us know your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think deserves to be named the League 2 Player this season? Well, the 6 nominees for this season's award are Northampton centre-back Fraser Horsfall, Forest Green wing-back Kane Wilson, Exeter City midfielder Timothy Dieng, Bristol Rovers playmaker Anthony Evans, Swindon Town attacker Harry McCurdy, and Newport striker Dom Telford. Toby, as always, we'll start with the defenders. We'll start with Northampton's Fraser Horsfall, a mammoth 359 aerial duels won, 9 goals scored as well. Part of course, the meanest events in League 2 and just hard to underestimate, really, his importance to the side.
Yeah, absolutely. As you say, a huge presence, wasn't he, at the back for Northampton? So impressive. He was obviously really such an important part of that defence being as strong as it was. And when you consider the fact that, you know, when you sort of compare Northampton to the teams that they were in and around in the playoff picture, the Cobblers, they weren't high scorers, really. I think they might have been one of the lowest scorers, if not the lowest scorers, in the top 7. So what that does is shows you how important Horsfall was, in terms of his defensive contributions in allowing Northampton to grind out results in games where they perhaps weren't scoring the goals you might generally need to get a win, but also the fact that he did make that sort of contribution with 9 goals as well is massively important. You know, when you are not scoring quite as freely as you might want to be, if you're going to be in a playoff promotion race, then you're going to need contributions from everywhere. And Horsfall, with those 9 goals that he got as well, it just shows that he really did sort of contribute for Northampton at both ends of the pitch. And it's probably no surprise with that in mind that there is already sort of, I think, been a few rumours about a potential move further up the divisions for him.
Yeah, and another defender then that certainly contributed in both areas, but was particularly eye-catching in the final third is Kane Wilson. Obviously, he's now secured his move on a left at the end of his contract and has signed for Bristol City. But it was for Forest Green that really he caught the eye last season. 62 tackles, highlighting this. He sort of did offer that he was really useful on the defensive side of the ball, but it's obviously those 16 goals contributions, including 13 assists, Toby, that just, you know, allowed him to really take his game up to the next level last season.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be an increasing theme, doesn't it? Sort of every season, there is more emphasis on fullbacks to really make that sort of attacking contribution and get forward and pose that threat. And as you say, Wilson really sort of showed that and allowed that to come to the fore this season with those 13 assists in particular. You know, so again, such an important contribution for Forest Green going forward. And I think as well, you know, the fact that he can play that sort of defensive role as well as that just shows, you know, sort of his all-round abilities that made him so important to FGR in their promotion and indeed title win. I think as well, as we've already mentioned, he's already got that move up to Bristol City, and the fact that, you know, that's 2 divisions he's stepping up with a move to the Championship for next season just from playing in League Two. So I think that as well shows sort of how impressive he has been and how much sort of belief there is at how far he can go. So yeah, another sort of defender who's played a really big role for his side this time in a successful promotion push.
Yeah, speaks volumes certainly that there could have been 3 or 4 really Forest Green players on this list, but it's Kane Wilson that gets the nod. And if you think him or Fraser Horsfall, the Northampton Town centre-back, deserves to be named the Football League World Fans League 2 Player of the Season, head to footballleagueworld.co.uk/fan-awards to cast your vote, or click the link in the description below. You've got until 9 a.m. tomorrow to do so. Into the midfielders, then Toby, and it's Exeter City, Timothy Dieng that we start with first, the sort of all-action central midfielder whose influence on both sides of the ball is so important to the Grecians. Finally, after sort of a few seasons of heartbreak, securing that promotion to League One. 12 goals and 72 tackles for him, Toby. Just a vital player for Exeter with the ball and without it.
Yeah, as you say, those numbers sort of sum him up, don't they? The goals that he was scoring were massive in terms of, again, picking up those wins Exeter needed to secure automatic promotion, but also the tackles he was making, the defensive contributions that he produced, they were equally as important to Exeter in terms of, again, picking up those results that got them into second place in the final table. And I think as well for Dieng in particular, it's worth noting it was just a remarkable turnaround for him. Obviously, he joined Exeter last summer from Southend after what had been a pretty dismal and disastrous relegation from League Two to the National League for Southend last season. So the fact that he was able to bounce back from that so quickly and with such a telling contribution to Exeter's own promotion from League Two this season was just hugely impressive from an individual perspective as well. And, you know, as we say, he just became such an important player for Exeter, which shows A, his mental strength, and B, his ability after what had happened last season. And with the fact that Exeter had been able to pick him up on a free transfer following Southend's relegation, that just looks like a real bargain now for the Grecians that well and truly paid off last season.
Yeah, absolutely. The next midfielder on our list then, it's been a big few days for Anthony Evans at Bristol Rovers. His new contract announced, and I'm sure he'll be even more excited to be named on the Football League World Fans League 2 Player of the Season shortlist. Joined Rovers on a free transfer, of course, and scored 10 goals and provided 12 assists as he helped them, the Gas, secure what was a particularly dramatic promotion back up to League One. You talked about Exeter's signing of Dieng being impressive there, but Evan probably rivals him for signing of the season.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, he sort of came in with that pedigree from his sort of youth days at Everton and even a bit of Bundesliga experience at Paderborn prior to this move. So it was always going to be a bit of an eye-catching signing, and it certainly paid off. 10 goals, 12 assists. So in those 35 league appearances he made for the Gas last season. So obviously both his own finishing ability and the creativity he had, both hugely important for Bristol Rovers last season. And I think as well, even, you know, we mentioned at the top of the show, didn't we, about that dramatic final day. And even then, just with the 2 goals and then the assist for that final 7th goal for Bristol Rovers against Scunthorpe that confirmed promotion. I mean, that contribution alone almost made this signing worth it. But, you know, the impact that he'd had even before then throughout the season just showed how good a player he is. Probably, arguably, he was playing perhaps at a lower level than he needed to with this stint in League Two. That could be argued. And I think the sort of the contract that he's got now all the way through until 2025, it's a really exciting one for Bristol Rovers fans. Obviously, with the statement of intent that it provides and the fact it's such a long-term deal is really promising in terms of what it seems to suggest Evans believes he can do at the Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, well, the third midfielder on our list then is Swindon Town's Harry McCurdy. I mean, few players really can boast to have been as entertaining to watch last season as the Swindon Town man. 22 goals and 8 assists. Obviously, Toby, a disappointing end to the season with him missing that penalty in the playoffs, but we shouldn't let that overshadow what was a fantastic campaign, should we?
Absolutely, quite right. I mean, anyone can miss a penalty in those situations under that sort of pressure. But a lot of what he did before is just unique to what he could do last season. I mean, it seemed like every time Swindon found the back of the net, there was a chance McCurdy was going to have been involved, either finishing or creating the chance. He was just outstanding for them, wasn't he? The range of finishing that he showed with the style of goals he scored was really quite varied as well, that which again just reinforces his quality. And I mean, he even in the cups as well, that goal he got against Manchester City in the FA Cup just highlighted that the confidence and the belief he has, even playing against those very top players. He wasn't sort of overawed or anything like that. So a hugely impressive season from McCurdy. And I think obviously we've sort of seen Swindon missing out on promotion now, but he's going to be absolutely vital to them sort of giving that another go next season. Now that I think that long-term contract's been secured for him, which sort of shows again how good a bit of business that was in terms of getting that done. Because as I say, outstanding season from McCurdy. I think that 4-goal game really summed up what he can do, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you think Harry McCurdy, Anthony Evans or Timothy Dieng deserve to be named the Football League World League 2 Player of the Season, then head to footballleagueworld.co.uk/fan-awards. Click the link in the description to cast your vote. You've got until 9 a.m. tomorrow to do so. Finally, then, Toby, we move on to the 6th player on our shortlist, and that is Newport County striker Dom Telford, the League 2 Golden Boot winner, and a fantastic story, given he was told last summer by Michael Flynn that he was excess to requirements at Newport, that he could find a new club. He stayed at Newport. He fought his way into the side and has thrived, particularly under James Norbury, of course, and went on to score 25 goals for Newport, as well as adding 41 key passes as he proved the doubters wrong. I mean, a phenomenal run of goals after coming into the side in October, Toby, and at points just completely unstoppable.
Yeah, absolutely. It was an incredible season for Telford, wasn't it? I think it's even more impressive when you sort of look back on, his career record before. Never even really got close to going past double figures in a league season anywhere he's been. So to suddenly come out and produce that as he did this season was just absolutely remarkable. And as you say, he was just unstoppable again, sort of similar to McCurdy, as we mentioned. Anytime Newport were on the score sheet, you felt there was a good chance that it could have been Dominic Telford who had applied the finishing touch there. But again, as you mentioned, it wasn't just the goals that were what made him so important for Newport. That creativity as well was a massive asset for James Robury in particular, and that too just shows the all-round ability that Telford possesses. And again, you feel he's going to be one player whose future could be absolutely key for Newport if they can keep him going into next season, because you sort of feel now he's found that sort of goal-scoring touch that he needs. And when you've been as prolific as he has throughout an entire campaign, it's hard to see him losing that. So you would imagine he's going to be massively important again wherever he is next season. And Newport will obviously hope it's still at Rodney Parade.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, as I said, a League 2 Golden Boot already, and he'll no doubt be hoping to add the Football League World Fans League 2 Player of the Season award to that. And if you think he deserves to win the award, then head to footballleagueworld.co.uk/fan-awards to cast your vote. You've got until 9 a.m. tomorrow to do so. A reminder then of the 6 nominees. It was Northampton Town centre-back Fraser Horsfall, Forest Green wing-back Kane Wilson, Exeter City midfielder Timothy Dieng, Bristol Rovers attacking midfielder Anthony Evans, Swindon Town attacker Harry McCurdy, and Newport County striker Dom Telford. As I said a few times on the show, you've got until 9 a.m. tomorrow to cast your vote. That's to say thanks, Toby, and thanks everyone for watching.